Good morning. Welcome to today's class. Let me just start that again. Good morning, Rede and Bule. Welcome to today's class. So yesterday I said that we're going to look at Stompie today. So I'm going to start with Stompie, and if there's any questions or I'm going too fast, please just tell me to slow down or to stop and then ask, because Stompie is really something that you should if Afrikaans is not your first language, especially then. Okay, so ons begin met en ons sê so woordorde is belangrik vir ons taal aanleer. So the order of words is very important when we study a new and then we use Stompie to help us with that in Afrikaans. A quote for today, Lyndon B. Johnson said, "Education is not a problem, it's an opportunity." Again, just to note the thing in this language is too difficult for a other student to learn. And this is actually one of the ways that we can make education in Afrikaans easier for an English or an other student. All right, so Stompie, let's have a look here. Stompie is die basiese struktuur van die Afrikaanse sin. So it's the basic structure of an Afrikaans sentence. Dit help dat jou sinskonstruksie reg is. It helps us that our sentence construction is correct. And then they give us the entire Stompie symbol here. Dit word gebruik wanneer mens besig is met sinsontleding in Afrikaans, maar ook verleidende en vorm en woordorde. So when we do passive voice, for instance, a Stompie is also used for that. All right, so this is just then a picture of Stompie that got this from an incredible resource as well. So there in the middle, you'll see Stompie spelled out for you. Then on the left, you'll see what the letters stand for, and then a explanation on the right. So let's start with, first of all, Stompie, the S stands for subject, in Afrikaans die onderwerp, en dit is die persoon, ding of dier die uitvoer. So for instance, it's the person, the thing, or the animal that is responsible for the action in the sentence. Then V1 stands for verb 1, werkwoord. And this is where you have to listen carefully. Hoofwerkwoord as daar net een werkwoord in die sin is. So if there's only one verb in the sentence, then that would be the main verb. But if there is another verb in the sentence, in other words, verb 2 will be the main verb, and then verb 1 will be the hulpwerkwoord, so the verb that helps the main verb. Right. Tyd, T, that's when something with the action took place. Voorwerp, object. This is a person, thing, or animal wat die gaan. So that's the person or the thing or the animal that is undergoing the action. Then the wyse or manner for Stompie stands for the manner in which the action is done. The P or the place stands for where the action is taking place. And again, V2, this would be the main verb if there is a verb 1 that is a hulpwerkwoord. All right, so if there is not a hulpwerkwoord in the sentence, then verb 1 would be the werkwoord. In other words, verb 2 won't exist in okay. Then infinitive, that is the reason the action took place. And it's usually followed by a nie. Okay, so that is something that I would take a picture of if I were you. So take a picture of that and then we can go on. Okay, then we can go on. Hope you're all with me. Let me see there. All right, so it's only the two of you in class today. Lucky you. All right, so this is also a resource that I got, STOMPI-GIDS in Afrikaans. Beautiful PowerPoint on Stompie. And this is just a way of asking yourself what a sentence is about. So when you have an Afrikaans sentence in front of you, try to identify what the onderwerp in die sin, subject in the sentence is. In other words, who in the sentence. After you've done that, identify the gesegdes. Remember, gesegdes is another word for a werkwoord and then in English a verb. Identify the verbs in the sentence. Then, that you try and distinguish between bepalings. I don't know what the English word for that is. Is it, for instance, 'n byvoeglike bepaling of 'n bywoordelike bepaling? But we'll get to that later. And then, wat is die verskil tussen 'n onderwerp en 'n voorwerp? Remember, guys, this is where this is actually something that you must think about. What is the difference between a subject and a verb? A subject would be what or who the sentence is about. And the voorwerp would be the thing, the object that we actually can touch and see. All right, so take a picture of this. When you see an Afrikaans sentence, try and identify these things. Okay, then welcome to Adhes as well. Adhes, we are busy with Stompie. I'm quickly just going back for you so that you can quickly see Stompie here. So here I made, I hope you find this sincerely. Don't worry, Adhes. It's a Friday morning. It's cold. It's early. Don't worry. But thank you for apologizing. Very good manners. Okay, so Adhes, this is then just a quick recap for you. So we're doing Stompie. The S stands for the subject, the person, the thing, or the animal that is responsible for the action. The V1 is then the werkwoord. If there is one verb in the sentence, then this would be the main verb. If there is not, if there is a main verb in the sentence later, and this is the hulpwerkwoord, then that would help the main verb. Tyd would be when is time when the action took place. Voorwerp is the object that that's what the person, the thing, or animal is undergoing. Wyse is then manner. That's the manner in which the action is taking place. Plek of place would be where the action is taking place. Then verb to, that would be a hoofwerkwoord wanneer daar 'n hulpwerkwoord is. So this would be your main verb if there is a hulpwerkwoord in verb 1. And then, of course, the infinitive. The infinitive would be the reason for the action to take place. Adhes, please take a picture of this. Boule and Rede also did that earlier. Kai, also welcome. Please take a picture of this. We're busy with Stompie. All right, so then I'm going on. Okay, guys. And then I just quickly gave the for you and Kai quickly told Boule and Reden that these are the ways or this questions you should ask yourself whenever you see an Afrikaans sentence is what is the subject of the sentence? Where is the two verbs, the two gesegdes? If there is two verbs or even if there's just one. Then to differentiate between the bepalings, which we will get to later this year. And then what's the difference between a subject and an object? Please take a picture. It's okay, guys. I know. Guys, listen. Just quickly give me a indication whether you have taken a picture of the Stompie block that I made, the previous slide. Princess, did you take a picture? Were you able to take a picture? Okay, great. Wonderful. Then we can go on. Okay, now I've got this. I've broken up the different letters of Stompie. And I just want to say in advance that I used much of the resources of the STOMPI-GIDS that I got on the internet. And then, of course, also a book, which is amazing. If you ever really want to buy yourself a nice book, it's called Explore Afrikaans. Wonderful book as well. And then please remember, I think it is actually in your that English guide for Afrikaans, Afrikaans guide for English students. That book I think will also have something about word order or Stompie or something in there. I'm not sure, but please go and have a look. Now it's time to concentrate really well. So let's go to the first one. The S in Stompie, the very first letter stands for subject or onderwerp. This is the first part of the sentence, and it tells us die wie of die wat waaroor die sin gaan, the who and the what the sentence is about. If I have the sentence here, die seun het gister sy rugbybal hard oor die palle geskop om te oefen, then the subject, the onderwerp, the who the sentence is about will be the very first part of the sentence. And in this instance, it is die seun, the boy, if you see there. Now, I'm going to ask you at the end of each slide to take a picture, because we're going to do an exercise at the end, and then you will need to have this stuff in front of you. So take a picture, and then we'll go on. Okay, and then we are going on. Okay, then the next thing would be the T in Stompie, ST, Stompie. This would be the time that is being identified in the sentence. And this answers the question, wanneer die aksie plaasvind, when the action is taking place. So if I have my sentence here, it would be, wait a minute, did I not go? Yeah, I skipped something. I apologize for this, guys. This was an honest mistake. Okay, so Stompie, this would be S, and then the V1, and then the Stompie. Just quickly go back here to the introduction. Let me show you. That is the symbol for Stompie. So that will be the S, the verb 1, the time, object, manner, place, verb 2, and infinitive. Okay, so that is the proper Stompie symbol. And that is why I'm discussing it in such a way. So we've done the subject, now we're here at the verb 1. So dit is, it's also called the first verb in the sentence, die eerste werkwoord in die sin. Die gesegde word in twee groepe opgedeel. So the verb is divided into two groups. It's called the teenwoordige tyd, which is the present tense. Dit is wanneer die hoofwerkwoord van die sin. Daar is geen tweede werkwoord nie. So if I've got a sentence and it's got a verb in the teenwoordige tyd, the first verb, this verb 1 is in the present tense, then it means there is not another verb, and that the first verb, this one would be the hoofwerkwoord. Then we also get the second group, verlede en toekomende tyd. This is when the first verb, verb 1, would be a hulpwerkwoord. And then the main verb would be verb 2. And this is divided into two stuff. Verlede tyd verbs would be het, wou, sou, kon, en moes. That's examples. And toekoms, the future verbs would be sal, wil, kan, en moet. Now, if I look at the sentence again, die seun het gister sy rugbybal hardpale toegeskop om te oefen, then the seun would be my subject, het would be verb 1. There you go. So there is a verb, there is two verbs in the sentence, geskop and het. Now geskop would be my main verb. Geskop is then in the past tense because you can see the ge, and then het is the verb that helps the main verb, and therefore it is the hulpwerkwoord, and it would be a past tense one, a verlede one, because there it is, het. Okay, take a picture, then we can go on. Right, guys, then we go to the T of Stompie. Now, this will identify the time in the sentence, die tyd in die sin. And it will then answer the question, when did the action take place? If I've got my sentence again, you'll see I use the same sentence right through. Die seun het gister sy rugbybal hard oor die palle geskop om te oefen. Then look here, sorry, the end is on oefen is not in there. Then you'll see here, die seun is my subject, het is my verb 1, gister then is my verb, telling us when the action took place, the tyd in the story or in the sentence. All right. Take a picture. Okay, there we go on to the next one. The O, which stands for the object, on Afrikaans die voorwerp. This is answering the question, wat? Wat word gedoen? What is happening in this sentence? This is something that you need to listen to. Now, according to the Stompie-GIDS, die onderwerp en die voorwerp lyk baie dieselfde. The subject and the verb the subject and the object, sorry, often look very much the same. Want hulle ruil plekke tydens die leidende bedrywing vorm. In the passive voice, the active and passive voice, because they will change there. So in the active and passive voice, the subject and object actually switch places, and therefore it might look the same. That is an important thing to keep in mind. Now, when we talk about the object in this sentence, die seun, subject, het, verb 1, gistertyd, and then the object is the thing, sy rugbybal. I can't just say rugbybal, because it specifically talks about his rugby ball. That would be the actual object that is not identified, but that is being linked to the subject. Important. Please take a picture. Okay, then we go on to the next one, would then be the M in Stompie. So that would be the way in which something is done, hoe iets gedoen word. It's usually a beskrywende woord, in other words, a descriptive word, and it can be divided in trabbe van vergelyking, degrees of comparison. So, when I look at the sentence, die seun would be my subject, het would be verb 1, gister would be time, die bal, it should actually be the rugby ball. The bal would be the actual the object, and then hart would be the manner in which something is done. Guys, just give me a moment. I saw a little mistake here. I apologize for this. Sometimes I surprise myself in the nonsense I can create. Let me just see if... Okay, there you go. Sorry for that. Okay, so that would be the manner, the way in which something is done. Please take a picture. All right, then we're going on. Now this is important. The P is telling us about the place the action took place. So if you look here, if I have my Afrikaans sentence, it will tell me where the action took place, waar die aksie plaasvind. From the Stompie-GIDS I took the screenshot. Die plek bevat altyd 'n voorsetsel. So when you look at the sentence and you want to identify the place, then you must see in front of it there or at the back, there will always be a voorsetsel. I think it's a preposition in English. So for instance, the words in, aan, agterby, bo, langs, met, na, onder, om, oor, op, teen, uit of voor would be with the place word. So if I have my sentence, die seun again, I'm going to go through it every time like this. Die seun is the subject. Het would be verb 1. Gister, telling me about time. Sy rugbybal, telling me about the object. Hart, the manner in which something is done. And then the place where this is happening, and that is oor die pale. Now look there, oor is my voorsetsel. So it would work together with the place. So oor die pale, and yes, I must. I can't just say the pale because it won't make sense on its own. I must say oor die pale. So that would be a phrase that is, which is the place, Stompie place that we have to remember. Please take a picture. Okay, and then we can go on. So now we get to verb 2. Important again to really pay attention. From the Stompie-GIDS, if I have my sentence, that would be the second verb in the sentence. If it was written in the present tense, then it does not have a second verb. Then this main verb here would be verb 1. But because there is a hulpwerkwoord het in the sentence, verb 2 would then be the main verb. And that's what I'm saying, but that's what they're saying here. Die tweede werkwoord is die hoofwerkwoord in die verlede en toekomende tyd. Now you see, I said to you earlier, because this is a verb that is in the past tense, because we can see the ge, then it would be the second verb, the main verb, and then you'll see the verb 1 there, the het. That would be the hulpwerkwoord, and the main verb would be then geskop with the ge in. Okay, so you must really go and make sure that you understand the difference between verb 1 and verb 2. When there is not a verb 2, remember that, please. And if you want me to explain it to you with the greatest passion. So look here at the example. Die seun het gister sy rugbybal hard oor die palle geskop om te oefen. Die seun would be my subject. Het would be verb 1. Gister tyd. Rugbybal, sy rugbybal object. Hard manner. Oor die pale would be the place. Geskop would be verb 2. And now we get, oh, sorry. Please take a picture. And let's go on. Then the last one, the I in Stompie, which would be the infinitive that stands for the reason the action is taking place. Now, it answers the hoekom vraag, also from the Stompie-GIDS. This is the most easy thing to see in the sentence, and this is an important part. Die infinitief is om plus te plus die werkwoord, which means the infinitive, if you look at the sentence, will be the words om plus te and then the verb. But it can also be only te and the verb, or omdat and the verb. So look here, die infinitief gee die rede vir dit wat in die teks, in die sin gesê word. Dit kan ook omdat wees. So there's 3 ways. It can be om plus te plus the werkwoord, or it can be only the te and the werkwoord, or it can be omdat and the verb. The sentence here, die seun het gister sy rugbybal hard oor die pale geskop. Die seun then would be the subject, het verb 1, gister time, sy rugbybal object, hard manner, oor die pale place, geskop would be my second verb, main verb, past tense verb, and then the reason. The reason is to oefen, and before the reason there is the words om te, which is the infinitive. Very important, guys, please. As I always say, nothing I teach in this class is just for nothing. You must always take pictures and stay with me. Please take a picture. Then we're going to start with the exercise. Okay. All right, let's start with the exercise. Now, guys, You are going to break up, not break up, break up this sentence here for me, according to Stompie. So I want you now to look here. Okay, there's the answer. I'm going to do the first one with you. Die leerders het die werk vinnig vir die eksamen geleer om goed te presteer. Die leerders het die werk vinnig vir die eksamen geleer om goed te presteer. Now look here. Die leerders would be my subject. The learners, that's what it's about. Het is telling me that this is in the past tense, which means the main verb would be later in the sentence and it will have a ge in front. Het is verb 1. The object would be die werk. It's the work. The manner would be vinnig, quickly. Then the P, which is place vir die examen, is the place where it's happening. Verb 2 would be geleerd. You see het en geleer. The ge is telling me that it is past tense. And then the infinitive, om goed te presteer. That's the reason for everything happening in this sentence. Quickly take a picture. And then with the rest of the sentences, I want you to try and break up the sentence for me the way that they've done it in here. You can use the chat box for that. All right, so take a picture. Then I'm going to give you the next sentence, and then I want you guys to help each other there, or let's just identify the sentence. Okay, take a picture. All right, then let's start with the sentence. Oh, lucky you. It seems to me that I haven't done my my editing correctly. So there is the answer. Die meisie sal later haar gesig mooi in die badkamer grimeer om pragtig te lyk. Die meisie, which is then the subject. Sal, which is then of course the verb, verb 1. T, which is the time, later. Object is her face, haar gesig. Manner, ons gaan hom mooi maak, we're going to make it pretty. In die badkamer is where the action is taking place. Grimeer, which would be my verb 2, to make up, to do makeup. And the infinitive, you see there the word om, pragtig te lyk. Take a picture. Okay, the next one. Lucky today, we don't have to think that much. Nee, ons drink saans koffie in die kombuis. Ons would be my subject. Drink is a verb, so it will be verb 1. It's the main verb that's standing in front. Saans, the time it's happening. Koffie is the object. In die kombuis is the place where it's taking place. So now it's only stop. So there's no, the rest of the stompie is not going to fit in here. It's not necessary. Okay. This is important. Take a picture so that you can see. Sometimes the sentence won't have everything in. Just like when I said the sentence won't, sometimes the sentence won't have 2 verbs in there. Then verb 1 would be the main verb. Okay, take a picture. Okay, let's go on. Then Eugene het sy werk goed gedoen om betaal te word. Eugene is the person's name. He's the subject. Verb 1 would be het. This is telling me that the sentence is written in the past tense. Sy werk is the object. How did he do it? He did it goed, which is the manner. And verb 2, you see the ge, past tense, gedoen. And the reason that he did his work is om betaal te word. Om would be the infinitive and the reason there. Take a picture. Okay, then let's go on. Next one. Die vis sal vinnig in die vuil dam swem. Die vis, the subject, it's about the thing the sentence is about, the fish. Sal, which is will be verb 1. So then we obviously know there will be a main verb. Vinnig, the fish is swimming vinnig. Manner, and then where? In die vuil dam is the place. And then the sentence only got one word left, swim, which then is the main verb. There is no reason, so it's also just part of Stompie that is being used here. Take a picture. All right, then the next one. Oh, done. Listen, guys. You actually moved quite quickly through this, and I think it's because you got the answers. Now I want you to quickly listen to me now. On Monday, I'll do a poem with you, which you will get in your assessment. And I don't know yet if there's anything about reports. As I said to you guys yesterday, as soon as I have an answer, I will be giving it to you. I apologize for that. So there you have it. This was today's lesson about Stompie. I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. Rest, stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye.